I like
Professional.
it.
Welcome everybody to episode 3 of the All Things Voto podcast. You know us as ATV. Okay, Chen. Today we've got a sponsor. The sponsor of today's show is the Iliad and the Odyssey box set that you can get on Amazon. The Amazon affiliate link will be in the description for this exact set. Now, this one, Chet, you don't know this, but JP, his favorite book is actually the Iliad. And he's read like all kinds of different translations. This is JP's favorite translation.
Oh, not the Bible. It's the Iliad.
No, well, this is his favorite translation of the Iliad.
I thought you were going to say this is his Bible.
This is his Biblio. Well, you know what's funny? We'll talk about this versus the Bible later in the episode, because there's an old quote that I like by G.K. Chesterton who says, if Christianity is not true, the very last thing that the last living man can do is recite the Iliad and die. That's how good it is.
I've heard that before. And I know I didn't hear it straight from that guy. Someone must have been quoting him.
I must have told you that.
That makes sense. So that for anyone who's, this is real. There's going to be a link down there.
There's going to be a link. Yes, there's going to be a link where you can purchase this exact set. This is so many people's favorite translation. Chet, and I remember today I was going to bring a poem or some literature. We're going to read the opening lines of the Iliad, and we're going to react. Now, before we move on, Chet, I do want to say something. Because here at All Things Voto, we love the fans. Like, we actually do love the fans, unlike other shows. If you guys leave comments starting today at episode 3...
Starting today?
We're going to read them. We're going to react to them. Now, we're at a point right now where we can get to every single comment.
I was going to say, we're at a point where we could react to them all on the video.
Literally, we can react to them all right now. So, but I do want to say something. You know what? I do want to say something, Chet, and I want to say it to Jane. And the reason why I want to say this to Jane is because the last episode, she left a comment about how we just think about how Chris Brown, what did Rihanna do? And I just want to clear the air. I don't think that. I knew he was wrong. And if someone is beating on their woman, I know they're wrong. In my mind, I don't think, what did this person do? Okay, so
let me say this in defense of, not necessarily myself, in defense of anyone who's being equal and logical. Let me say this, and I'm not pushing this. I'm not propagating. I'm just saying objectively. Mm-hmm. Okay, and then I'll move on. This is not my opinion that I'm pushing on. It may be. I'm just saying that it's not necessarily my opinion or what I'm trying to do. I'm just saying not beating your woman. That's a societal norm, and that's relatively new. So, you could call it a fad. It's kind of akin to yo-yoing or saying that's hot or something like that. So, that is definitely a modern thing. Now, is that good or bad? That's not what we're doing here today. But I just wanted to leave it out there. Not beating your woman. That is a very, very, very new, some might say liberal thing.
Some might say Christian, because it is Christianity that made the sexes equal. Unlike in ancient civilizations, Greeks, Romans, where, the man was above and the woman was below. And I don't mean in terms of hierarchy of the family. I mean in terms of value, right? Their value was not identical. So
that's very sexist of you to say. So
So
Jane Caulfield, how do you feel about what Alex just said?
What is your
By the way, I'll just throw it out real quick. The only reason that I haven't already responded to every single comment is because I've had this inner dilemma. Do I respond as all things Voto or as Mexican martial arts, and I've been dealing with that, and then it's been giving me analysis paralysis. But we will get to every comment.
Wait, why don't we just get to them right now?
We can.
Are we down with that? All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Let me do something first.
Okay.
I need to get out of my chair real quick, and I'm going to cover my camera because I'm wearing a thong.
And we're taking our very first commercial break for ATV. We'll see you right back after these messages.
And we're back.
And we are back. You know what? Hold on. How can I hide? I just
as you do this, as you hide your filthy search history on YouTube, how do
I hide that?
Did you know that there's a restaurant? So you used to be from Fresno until you jumped ship and abandoned all your family and friends and your whole life, and went to the California of Texas. Do you remember that Red Robin in Fresno that was by GameStop that has that water fountain? It's like in the River Park area.
The Red Robin. Oh yeah, I love that Red Robin.
Oh, that's the one. That's the goat. So do you remember right there? So there was Red Robin, and then there was
now
GameStop.
People know where you live, but go ahead.
So they know I rep Fresno County.
All right.
Till I die, they already know that. So or till I can afford to move out of this forsaken place like you. So there was Red Robin, there was GameStop, something else, and then on the corner there was I think it was Pismo's Coastal Grill. It was some kind of seafoody coastal place on the. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that place is gone now.
Oh.
It's called Nana, like a grandma or an aunt.
You never go out in Fresno. How do you know this?
Things have changed, man. It'll be like 8 p.m. and I'm like, let's go out.
No, that's fake. That is fake. You lied to me and you lied to the ATV. Well,
okay, I'm trying to remember why I was out that night. Why was I out? So I'll tell you this, long story short, I started to get exposed to so I became exposed to so many restaurants just because when we worked at Focus Vision, because of we'd go to all these different places, Starving Artists, Pismos, all these different places, opened my world.
Keep going.
Did you hear Starving?
Lima, me and Ed's.
Oh my gosh, I hated Soup Plantation.
Soup Plantation, oh my God. I forgot about Soup Plantation.
Did you hear they closed Starving Artist Bistro?
Yes, I saw the message on Instagram, and they lived up to their name. The chefs there lived up to their name.
And
wow.
Just to make you feel better, right before they closed, they ruined the food. We went there one time, and it was like, what's going on? Anyway, there's a new where I worked at Mercedes, they would buy us, they would treat us every Saturday to a new place, and I started to learn all these places. And I heard about this place called Nick the Greek. Did you ever eat there? It's like
I feel like I have, but I can't remember.
So there's a place there, and then Capistrano's, like some sandwich shop, a lot of different places. And so I got familiar with that area, and one day after work, I was getting Nick the Greek or something. I got into the gyros, and there's a place called Nana Thongs. It's a restaurant, and huge on the building it said Nana Thongs, and there was a bunch of respectable looking Asian families sitting there eating. So it wasn't like a Asian Hooters or anything like that, but it was Nana Thongs. Is that a chain? Have you ever heard of that?
I heard of
did they not have quality control or someone to give a final pass before they plastered it on? I took a photo of it.
Vietnamese restaurant, and part of the name was Thang Long.
So they're a bunch of hedonists. It's just like a cultural thing.
Yes. Yeah. They wild out, and they do this on purpose. You've seen those places titled "What the Pho," where they're trying to sell pho, PHO. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Are they all the same? Are those Nana Thong and then Thang Long? What is that? Is that
yeah.
That's not Japanese, right? That's is that Cambodian or Vietnamese?
Yeah, I think that's Vietnamese.
All of those Vietnamese, do they have a good sense of humor?
I think they are, because the language looks different than what you'd expect from Japanese. Yeah, they're
I like them.
The Viet Cong is is Wild Tribe.
Okay, I digress.
All right, Chen, let's get back to these comments. These beautiful people commenting. These are the real ones, you know. And starting ATV season 5, whatever this is, even though it's season 5, we're starting from the beginning. This channel has 3 videos on it. And guess what? For all of you fans out there who are watching from day one, first of all, I'm gonna get some kind of gift for you guys. Everyone who comments, I'm gonna get something for you guys. But there's also gonna be a gift in the form of a video. I'm gonna start putting out the original ATV season 1 from years ago on this channel. So you guys are gonna be able to get to see the origins. Now, Chen, let's go one by one. We are starting the new mailbag section. We read it.
Read it.
Okay. Go ahead, read this first one. Tell us who it's from. What's the comment say?
From the top, from the bottom.
Yeah.
I don't know if you did that on purpose. David Tampico 737. That's a term of endearment for you'll get to know these people after a while. He's definitely a pillar of the MMA community.
Shout out David. Look, for all the MMA fans, you know I got love for y'all. Even though we haven't worked on that on MMA in a while.
Yes, for those of you who don't remember, he was there on the ground floor. Very first episode, you know, part of the creative process, shooting, editing, everything, buying the chicken wings for the craft services, everything.
Yep.
So, David Capico, yo, homies, look forward to listening to this at work. I love that. This is why I wanted to do stuff like this long format kind of stuff. Same with MMA, how I've been hitting it hard again lately. I know what it's like to be on a commute, going to do whatever errands, doing laundry, whatever, and just knowing I can rely on that one channel that entertains me, that I can relate to, that I'm familiar with, that are like me, like-minded people. And so just hearing that someone's doing that with us the way that I do that with other channels, it's mind-blowing.
Incredible.
So I'm happy to do it.
People like David are the backbone of this country.
Absolutely. They're the marrow, the tender within the bone.
Whoa. And I'll go further. They are the beef tallow that cooks the freedom fries for this country.
Is beef tallow like a healthy oil? I feel like I've heard of that, but I don't know what it is.
By the way, and I'm not even the one who knows this stuff. JP knows this. By the way, David, just for joining today, just know you're going to be learning about the Iliad because we're going to be reading it soon. And
I thought you were going to say, we're going to send you a copy.
Okay. How about this? This is how cool ATV is. David, if you want a copy of the Iliad, this version, ATV will buy it for you and we'll send it to you. Just let us know if you actually want it. Now, that's not open to everybody, just David. Like I said, for all the real fans, your time is coming. But David, if you want it, just let us know, comment on this video, and we'll make sure you get that.
Jane Caulfield, if that is your real name. What a roller coaster of an episode. The people are not ready for you guys to be wondering what Rihanna may have done to deserve it yet. You may end up like Bryce Mitchell and his Dead podcast. Also, I now need to find a way to erase the part of my brain that's played Vice
City.
Does it not open up more? It doesn't say show more or something?
No. That's the
play
end of it.
Vice City. Why would you? I need to find a way to erase the. Why would you want to ever do that? That's some of the happiest memories that I have.
Do you know what kind of things happen in Vice City? Because you either do or you don't. Let's see if you do. Okay, go. Yeah, that's what I thought. And
so here's
why Jane is trying to scrub it.
I don't know how you guys play Vice City. You know, when you're playing an open sandbox game and you have the choice of where you're going to take your character. I don't know what you do. I drive around. I stop at all the stop signs. I don't speed. I just paint my car. I design my car. I buy different clothes.
That was not Vice City. And I know you played Vice City. And you know the storylines. And look, if you guys really knew Vincent and his favorite movies, his favorite type of humor, this man he needs work. This man needs work.
Jane Caulfield again. I was wondering when the next episode was coming out. Oh, by the way, I didn't fully address it. Okay, it is a roller coaster of an episode. Definitely, the world is not ready for us. But I can't, just like Arrested Development, the world was not ready for Arrested Development. It was ahead of its time, and we're gonna be that way. We're gonna die like Vincent Van Gogh. Boom! The next day, people are gonna be like, "How amazing!" All things. It's gonna be like Michael Jackson. The day after.
And this is why people like Jane and David amaze me. Like if I see a cool YouTuber who doesn't have that many views, I'll show them some love. I've done that. And even though you are MMA and you've got more views now, this is a brand new channel, and they're commenting on a brand new channel. And the thing for Jane, if she says this and she's like, "Yo, this episode was crazy," and then look at her next comment, she says, "I was wondering when the next one was coming out," gives us a heart. Well, actually, I think she commented that first, then watched me.
Ooh, and then she's like, ah.
But I'll say this. No, that means that she listened to it and then still responded. And you know what, Jane? For people like you who've got patience, y'all come on here and you're like an hour long of what? They have no idea what to expect, and they stayed for it. And you got to understand, we are putting our new Poetry Corner together today. You guys are watching this show form into whatever it's going to be, and we don't even know what it's going to be yet. But now you guys know, every time you come in, you're going to learn something about literature that's going to enrich your lives. So.
This is like the first days of the UFC. You could still punch the groin. You could tug the groin. You could hit a man with your own groin. I think. Can you still do that? I think so.
We're talking about Vice City again, everyone.
Lord Racer 7039 says NASA manufactured space in their minds, and then he laughs. Now, some people might read that and think that he's kind of making fun of maybe some of the takes that I had and laughing at it like it was silly. I agree.
If NASA created this world for us and created that view, it means that they first had to manufacture in their brain and then bring it to life like an artist does.
And he's laughing because of how ridiculously blatant and obvious and silly that is. So he's right there with me. He agrees with me fully. It's perception. I've only gotten to just before 28 minutes in, but here's something. You mentioned von Braun and how he headed the rocket program. Take a look at the Bible passage that is inscribed on his tombstone. So something
I'm going to look it up right now.
Potentially cryptic here. This is going to tell us everything that we need to know.
Tombstone. Okay. Looks like it's one of the Psalms. Let me, hold on. Chet, you want to keep going? Oh, wait. I got it. Psalm 19, verse 1. I'm looking it up.
Ooh.
Okay. Do you want me to read it, or do you want to say?
Wait, 19 verse 1, that's the whole one about the law and loving the law, right? What's that one? What is the title of it?
No, this is a cool one. This is a cool one. And shout out to whose name? I want to give him It's Perception. Shout out to It's Perception. Notice how he's only got 2 subscribers. He deserves more. I'm going to sub to him right now. Hold up. I'm going to sub to It's Perception live. Because I'm like that. Because I'm like that. That's what you get from ATV. We're not out here on our high horse. We're on our low horse. Going right down to the comments and really doing this. Now, let me read Psalm 19, verse 1. Chat, after I read it, give us your raw take. Here we go. The heavens declare the glory of God. The skies proclaim the work of his hands.
What I will say is my first thought is von Braun is ridiculously manipulative and pretty brilliant to try to tie that into what he was doing so that we'll go one way with it when he was going another way with it, so that people will be like, oh, look, he had the best of intentions. Everything that they're projecting out there must be as it declares in the Word of God, but I don't know if that's. I need some time to sit with this. I don't want to put.
One. Now I like what It's Perception is doing. Let me throw another one. Chet, remember we talked at one time about what was his name? not the Hubble constant. I'm forgetting his name. Starts with an H, I believe. But he is one of the most prominent astronomers, one of the most important people in astronomy. And
Heinrich Himmler?
no. And he had a quote that says, so many people are impressed at what I'm doing with my science. Johannes Kepler. Johannes Kepler said, all I'm doing is thinking God's thoughts after him. And the idea there is that if Genesis is correct, and we were created in the image of God, and then that God created the universe, it means that our intellect is based off of his intellect. And even though we can't understand him 100%, we can see flashes of what he was thinking. And the way that Johannes Kepler saw that is that he looked at the physical universe and how it moved with order in the way an orderly God would expect. And he's like, when we look at the math behind it, we're kind of thinking God's thoughts. Or not thinking God's thoughts. We're seeing God's thoughts. And now we're thinking them because we can see in this language. See, like music is a language, right? You can read it, you can speak it. And music has this mathematical aspect to it. Same thing with physics. They see physics as like the musical language of the universe. It's got, things that you can read.
I'll say this. I don't like what that does for my narrative.
Oh.
This is a tough one. It's perception. I'm going to have to chew on that.
Wait, that's why his name is It's Perception. Oh. He's blowing my mind right now. All right, It's Perception. I don't know if you're going to watch this. Tell us how long it took for you to come up with your channel name, because it just blew my mind right now. Okay, now I'm going to go to Mikey Z. Okay, Chen, you're going to like this one. I used to install solar. It really does pay for itself.
There you go. If that's...
Mikey Z.
I was wrong. It's Psalm 119. That's like my favorite psalm, probably.
Oh, Psalm 119.
That's Chet, good stuff right there.
Chet, wait.
Anyway,
read Psalm 119 for us.
Oh, it's like it's the longest psalm. It's super long.
Wait, you said Psalm 119. That
means 119.
Oh,
chapter 119. Yeah.
Chat, if you want Chen to recite all of Psalm 119 for episode 4, let us know, because this episode I'm going to recite some of the Iliad. Vincent will have to recite one of the Psalms next. So.
Right. Okay.
Talk to Mikey. Look at his
I used to install solar. It really does pay for itself. That makes me feel good. I'm embarking on this journey. And everyone has their own. You can buy a TV from Best Buy and you look at the reviews and everyone has horrible stuff to say. The people that are the most upset and negative are the loudest ones. Unfortunately, most of the time when people are happy and have nothing to critique, they're just happy with moving on with their life and doing their thing, and they don't stop to tell everyone how upset they are. So sometimes all you hear is negative. So to hear this about solar makes me feel good, because that's why I wanted to get out of the car business. I heard non-stop the whole time I was in the car business, you're too nice. You're not going to make money that way. Oh, I haven't told you that? They told me, managers would tell me that. They would tell me you're too, they would get irritated with me. They would sit down with me and they'd say, you're doing a good job. Customer service is 5 stars. People like you. You get, whatever, good rapport, but you are too nice. And they would tell me, do you think they care about you? Do you think they care about your family? Do you think they care about their bills? Then why do you? You need to blah, blah, blah. Like, it was crazy. They would start, it was like Hitler. They would start like, you're so good, and you're this, and you're that. By the end of it, they're like, you need to be this. They would tell me, you think they care about you? You think they care about your family? They don't even like you. The moment you walk out and talk to me, they're talking about you behind your back. But they're like trying to psych me up.
Your son don't like you. Your mom don't like you.
I'm the only one that likes you. Like, it's so manipulative. So yes, I was always being pressured to crack people, is the terminology. And I was always told, I was literally told with these words, you need to be more of a shark. You're too nice. And it was like, oh shoot, this is like in the movies. This is corny. I don't want to do this. And I never would. And I would even tell them, if you want me to tell the customer something that's untrue, then you have to lie to me. That's the only way I'm going to pass that on, because I don't like that. So I wanted to do something where I could make money. I mean, even if I work at KFC, you make money on a job. I don't think it's bad to make money. You make money while you're helping them. You're actually legitimately helping them save money. There's no upfront costs. If their average bill is $200 or whatever, and you can get it to $140, and they really don't have a true up, and they're whatever, like, you can go into it. On paper, it super logically really seems like no one is losing, but you'll still hear negative stuff and all these anecdotes. So it feels good to hear somebody that's actually lived the life say that. I'll sum it up like this, and this is one of the things that really made it easy for me to make the switch. Every car salesperson I ever met, and I worked at 3 different dealerships with a lot of different salespeople. Some of them were there the whole time. Some of them rotated, went in and out. I never met a car salesperson that wasn't depressed and stressed out and wasn't talking about how they couldn't pay their bills and what they wanted to do next. And I can go here, and I know this person there, and I'm going to try to do. Even the managers, they would do the same thing. Every solar person I've ever talked to, it's like they're in a cult. They're so happy. It's weird how happy they are. I remember when I went to the meeting, I was joking around with the guy, and I was like, when you guys going to teach me the handshake? Because it was like everybody, he told me, not yet. He was like messing around. But everyone was so happy.
What if you found out?
That would be, I don't know if I would even mind at this point if I make you money. I walked into the building, and they had a pool table. They had like a Dave & Buster's like basketball thing. They had a picture of Arnold on the wall, like pumping iron, like with motivational speeches. I was like, this is it right here.
Rocky on the wall.
Boxes of donuts and stuff. Like that was it. So, and they had a thing on the wall, on the door frame to do pull-ups. So it was just, they're all happy, and they all have the best thing to say. They're all making money. They all feel like they're helping people. So it's like, okay. It makes sense to me. Thank you, Mike.
And if you sign up under Vincent within the next 24 hours, and you get 3 people to sign up,
it's not a pyramid scheme. It's not a pyramid. Your income has nothing to do with mine. It comes from the pot. It comes from the top.
All right, everyone. We've gone through the comments. Shout out to Mikey. And it's time for...
I would like to find out down the road, Mikey, why you got out of it. Anyway.
Oh, now we got some drama. Now we got some tension. What got Mikey out of it? He's like, nah, I sell cars. Now everyone's too happy. Everyone's too happy in the solar game. I show up. People don't like to complain. There's no gossip.
They're soft.
They're soft. They got soft. Mikey's in the car game now. Okay.
I'm cracking people. Yeah?
I'm cracking. You just can't crack anyone in the solar game. You know? Oh, that's so good. Oh, Mikey. You conniving snake, Mikey. Okay, now it's time for the ATV Poetry Corner. By the way, very soon we're going to have a soundboard so that we could put nice classical music, some Amadeus, to get us in the mood for the Poetry Corner. Now, Chen, this one, so today I'm going to read and you'll be doing the reaction. And we're just going to start from the beginning and see if you fall in love with the Iliad or not, because you may hate it. And whichever way you go with it is going to be a hot take. It's going to start with I'm just gonna read. I don't know how far I'm gonna get. We'll do at least like this first page, and then we'll see how we're feeling. All right, Chen? Okay. Let's just go back. Remember, this is a story about a war that's going on the shores of Troy. The Achaeans, the people that Achilles is with, they're about to go and they want to take on this place, Troy, who's got this wall that no one can overcome. So, book one is titled The Rage of Achilles. All right, everybody, here we go. Rage, goddess, sing the rage of Peleus' son Achilles. Murderous, doomed that cost the Achaeans countless losses, hurling down to the house of dead so many sturdy souls. Great fighters' souls, but made their bones carrion, feasts for the dogs and birds. And the will of Zeus was moving toward its end. Being Muse, when the first two broke and clashed, Agamemnon, lord of men, and brilliant Achilles. So, from what I understand, Homer is talking to the Muse, and I believe the Muse that he may be talking to is Rage. So the Muses were like where they might be like where thoughts come from, but I remember hearing about them being like where art comes from. So like if we think like in our days, we think like an artist is the one who's the genius, the one who where that's where art comes from. They thought no, art comes from the Muse. You are a vessel for the Muse to move through you. That's why you don't know where these ideas come from, right? They come to you out of nowhere, but it's the Muse gifting you the idea. So it's not the artist that has the genius. It's the Muse that is the genius. Now, we understand it now as, coming from God. But they're using this term Muse for that. So right now, so I just read that first batch. Let's read the next batch, and then we're just going to stop and see what we think. What god drove them to fight with such fury? Apollo, the son of Zeus, and Leto, incensed at the king. He swept a fatal plague through the army. Men were dying. And all because Agamemnon spurned Apollo's priest. Agamemnon is the king. Oh, wait, Vincent is falling asleep. So you're already falling asleep. You're already falling asleep.
No, I was letting it soak in.
Oh, okay.
I was listening, Miss Hardcastle. I was having a flashback.
Well, let's figure out what this first part means that we read. What did it mean to you so far, Chen?
What did it mean to me? Okay, so I had this thing since I was like a teenager where when I read books such as this, I would get almost irritated with the writer. And I would think, and I there is a huge part of me that doesn't like this and doesn't want to admit this.
Oh.
But I would think, bro, just talk normal.
Oh.
I always felt that it was somewhat pretentious.
It was written thousands of years ago, Chad.
Exactly, so it's not fair to say that, and I know it makes me sound unintelligent. It's like when I hear, who's that really annoying British guy that would debate? Oh.
I'm getting angry at you about it, but Chet, no one understands what it means. But it sounds cool, and we dig into it, and that's when we kind of understand. But so I know where you're coming from, but I like to push back.
Yes. So, okay, I'll give what I think is a better, more fair example, like Bob Dylan. You know better than like anybody how much of a fan I've been of Bob Dylan. Even him, somebody that I like, unfortunately, because you shouldn't do that, like idolized in a way. I can listen to his songs and get annoyed because it seems, and I think you know what I mean, I think we've talked about this, it almost seems with a good number of his songs like he's trying really hard to come off as like an intellectual or just use all this word vomit and you don't get it and you're like, oh, I don't get it, therefore it's got to be so deep because I don't get it. I feel like sometimes even though I love his stuff, sometimes I'm like, okay, come on, man, you're just throwing a bunch of words in there that you feel like people don't, all these metaphors, and it's just like, oh, it's got to mean something. I've written songs like that, and sometimes they really did, and I felt like I was masking something, and whatever. Other times it was nonsense. But I feel like that when I read certain books, and when I was hearing this right now, it kind of gave me flashbacks of. But it's just me. Like I don't love reading the King James Bible.
It's not just you. It's most people, because this is not something that, well, even though we did kind of grow up reading it, if you paid attention in school, it's still something that even if we were forced to grow up reading it, we're not immersed in, a super literary, super poetic style. But just like you said with the King James, even going back and reading scripture that you can easily read in an NIV or a RSV version,
I would never read the NIV, but I understand.
It's still hard to go back and even read that. And this is like 2,000 years older than that one. So it's like, no wonder. It is much older. And not only that, it's not just a book that's like, hey, this is Dave. One day, Dave saw a murder happen, and he knew he had to get to the bottom of it. It's not even told in like this prose style that it's like a novel. This is actually poetry, which is always a little bit more.
Is the whole book supposed to be poetry?
Yeah. It's all one poem.
Oh, that's exhausting.
And it's not they thought about it different, like the way, poetry is supposed to be like defined and classified. But I did something to see if this could help just with this line. And guys, we'll get past this. Don't worry. We're trying the Poetry Corner, and we're going to see how it goes. I threw it into Claude, and I was like, Claude, we don't understand this. Can you explain it to us? So I think we understand this first line, right?
Is this like Rap Genius for poetry?
Yeah. Well, I just created this right now with like with an AI. I told it, hey, make a 2-column thing so we can understand it. So, Chet, we get this first line, right? Rage, goddess, sing the rage of Achilles. We get that line, right? It's like, it's saying, hey, talk about Achilles and how his rage.
It's like hyping him up.
Yeah. Well, is it hyping him up, or it's saying, no, talk about his rage. Remember how he ruined everything?
Oh, rage, goddess, sing. Okay.
And remember, he's with the Achaeans, right? He's with those people, and the Achaeans are against the people of Troy, the Trojans. And what's the
This is a family show. This is a family show.
What's the line that comes up after that about sing the rage of Achilles? What does it say?
The cost of the Achaeans, countless losses.
Notice how Achilles' rage is what cost the Achaeans countless losses. Like, that's his team. That's his team. So it's like, Muse, sing of the rage of Achilles that cost the Achaeans thousands of losses. I'm making a throw. Hurling down to the house of dead so many sturdy souls.
I feel like you've already clotted this on your own time. This is unfair. You're coming very schooled on the matter, and I look like a buffoon.
No. When we bring something I didn't necessarily do that today, but when we bring stuff, it's supposed to be something that we have some kind of familiarity with.
Okay.
So like you could bring some random poetry. I almost brought something from another book that I was reading, but it was like a little long, so I was like, I don't know. I want to start with something.
I would like to, whenever, just so we can go consecutively here, I don't want to cut into, I want to finish this, but I want to, before this episode's over, just to contrast where we're at right now, I want to share something with you that I wanted to bring to the show and show how very different our giftings are.
Can you bring it this episode, or has it got to be next episode?
I'll text it to you right now, and hopefully you can play it, and we could all watch it together.
Okay.
But tell me when, so I don't want to interrupt this.
Well, so last time we heard, what's funny is that Homer is saying, all right, rage, you goddess, sing of the rage of Achilles, this guy who caused all these countless souls of the Achaeans, hurling down to the house of death so many sturdy souls. Obviously saying, to hell, where the souls go after the dead. But made their bodies carry on feasts for the dogs and birds. Now, I have no idea what this word is, but we're about to find out. Let's find out. A disturbing image showing the dishonorable fate of unburied warriors to have their bodies eaten rather than properly honored.
This guy sounds like a Nero kind of character.
Achilles?
Yeah.
Well, what's funny is that Achilles is not. He's an Achaean who fought for the Achaeans and fought against the Trojans for the Achaeans, but yet it's setting it up. That's true. Like, it's funny how you're saying that, because it's like now it's setting him up as the bad guy, where a lot of times he's seen as like the good guy here. Well, I guess
me not knowing the book and having no context, he seems like a terrible guy.
Well, I guess that's part of the book, like how terrible he actually is, and like part of it too is like he is the best warrior that the Achaeans have. He's part god because his father is Zeus, and his mother is, I forget his lineage, but either his father is Zeus or his mother is Hera, and I forget. But he's like this warrior who like no one can be as good as him on the battlefield, and that's why like it talked about Agamemnon somewhere here. That's the king. That's the king that he's supposed to be serving under, but he doesn't listen to anyone because he's better than them at fighting.
But he's the guy that got shot in his ankle and died, right?
The Achilles heel. Yeah.
Because his mom was too stupid to just switch hands and then like make sure he went in all the way.
I look at this, Chet, and the will of Zeus was moving towards its end, suggesting a divine plan behind these events. The gods, particularly Zeus, had their own agenda that is being fulfilled. So even Achilles and everyone else were just pawns in the games of the gods battling each other.
Back to Bob Dylan.
Let's see. Okay, the central conflict, the divine clause. I just want to make sure we're going back to that original first line. So let's read it again here. Can you see my screen? You can't
yes.
see. But you can see the Claude thing. Let me see if I can.
Just Claude.
Yeah,
I remember rage.
Rage.
Tell us about the rage.
Okay, Chen, now you're going to read it. Just this first part here, this first chunk. Hold on. All right, now, Chen, go ahead.
Rage, goddess, sing the rage of Peleus.
Peleus' son, Achilles.
Rage, goddess, sing the rage of Peleus' son, Achilles. Murderous, doomed, that cost the Achaeans, countless losses, hurling down to the house of death so many sturdy souls, great fighters' souls, but made their bodies carry on. Feasts for the dogs and birds, and the will of Zeus was moving toward its end. Begin, muse, when the two first broke and clashed. Agamemnon, lord of men, and brilliant Achilles. I have this talent. That I can read something and retain zero. I don't remember a single word I just read. I think that's the ADD thing. I didn't retain any of it. I literally could not tell you anything I just read.
All right. Well, for the people at home, they maybe have retained something.
I hate that. It was hard in school. Well, I don't know what I just read.
That's why I like audiobooks. And that is why we are reading things to the audience. Cause
we have the same struggle.
It's for the, I mean, I'm an Audible lover. I could show you all my library, 100 books on Audible. Like, I really do it. I really do this. Anywho, do we feel like we get this opening line now? It's just setting up like, yo, this guy's crazy. Like, look at what he did.
It's not a good look for him.
It's not a good look for him.
This plus what he did to Kobe.
Well, look at the third from the top line. I also like how it's like, wait, after it says all this bad stuff that Achilles caused, it says, and the will of Zeus was moving towards its end. And I'm like, dang. So why did Zeus want all this to happen?
So, if I understand correctly, wait, Zeus was Achilles' dad?
Zeus was a god, so he's the king of the gods in the Greek pantheon of gods. Now, I believe Zeus was his dad, or Zeus's wife was Zeus's mom. I forget which one of them was his parent. Let me look it up.
Well, they were like hillbillies too, right? They were all like his mom was also his sister, and like that's how it was in the Greek stuff. I think.
Greece, Central, Homer, Iliad.
Is this, by the way, for people in that era, in that place, writing
Yes.
and partaking in this literature? Was this fiction to them, or is this like the Book of Enoch to them, where maybe it's not Bible, but it is parallel in a way?
That's a good question. That's something to be researched. From what I understand, we are like we have found like Troy, and so like it is based off this like battle that happened, and so there's history to it, and this is probably an embellishing of like the warriors that were there, and like just big up in them. For example, like King Arthur, the stories we have of him, they think that he was actually really existed, and he was like this guy who protected his people from invasions. But he didn't have this huge kingdom called Camelot. He had a smaller kingdom, but to them it meant so much that he became this big figure, you know. So it could be that. It could be that.
So he had like a little crew.
He did have a little crew. Actually, you know what? I'm going to find out what G.K. Chesterton said about the Iliad. Actually, I have it in my Notion. So what are your thoughts right now? We kind of jumped into it. It's we started from scratch. We're like, we just kind of scratched the very surface of the very first lines there. What are your thoughts right now? What are you thinking about this?
I don't know if this is what you're hoping for when you ask my thoughts. So, have you heard of what's called the Action Bible? It's like that graphic novel kind of Bible.
Yeah.
So, what we just did right now, because I've told you recently, or I've been saying it on streams and stuff too. I've been wanting. Whoa. It always freaks me out. It's gonna look stupid in the edit if they can't see that.
No, I think they can.
I've noticed sometimes when I try to just skim through and watch and see how the video came out, there's times where I'll like do something like that, but the cut didn't really justify what I was doing, and it looks stupid because you can't always see a split screen.
Okay.
I've been wanting to read the Odyssey and the Iliad lately. What we did just here, my thoughts is I'm hoping there's like an Action Bible version of that, because this told me like I'm not going to be able to sit there and read that.
Oh, that's a good point. And like, let me tell you this: like when we read it in high school, like we had no idea what was going on. So like we literally had to ask Ms. Hardcastle, like, what does this mean?
Okay,
she
good.
explained it, and after we get the context, we're like, okay, this is actually heat. We're like, okay,
See, I need a version that's like, hey, this bro Achilles, he came up and this was dumb, dude.
It'd be nice if there was some kind of system that had kids come in and like adults could lead them through some literary works, and they like in a structured manner.
If there was a way that could be done without being contaminated by the NASA and government funnel, yes, that would be ideal.
Well, I would say like there's another book I was reading, The Green Knight, and it's the book is Sir Gawain and the Green Knight. It's a medieval, basically poem. And like I read that thing and I was like, I'm not getting a lot of this. And then I looked at some stuff of like people explaining it, and I was like, okay, this is cool. Then I'm like rereading it now, and I'm like, okay, this is really, really cool. Now I like that. I like that because it's. I feel like there's this thing that artists do, and sometimes they do it on purpose, sometimes they don't. And I'm gonna say this. Tell me what you think, and if you agree. they'll say like they'll maybe want to write a song about something, but then they'll purposefully couch it in something else to not make it super obvious. Not because they're trying to be deep, but they're not trying. They're not trying to say like, "I miss my mom," and missing people is hard. They'll talk about something else, like a tree that they can't see anymore, and like that's the metaphor. But it's not because you're trying to be super deep or you're trying to confuse the audience. It's because that's a sweeter way of saying it, you know.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yes, and because you're. I'm just trying to think of how we're tying it into this. That's what you're saying. The Iliad is.
Yeah, like these
It's
guys
the couched one or the unnecessary trying too hard one.
No, I think it's couch. I don't think they're trying too hard. And like for us, let's say we have a song that we really like, and let's say we were let's talk about what's that song? Some people never say the words "I love you." It's not their style. You know what I'm talking about? I can't sing, so I'm throwing.
Who sings that?
Paul Simon.
I don't know that song.
They got a wall in China. It's 1,000.
Oh, that's that one. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I can't sing. So, like in that one, let's say I was explaining it to someone in Mexico, and they're like, "Oh, what does he mean? Like, there's a wall in China. It's 1,000 miles long. To keep out the foreigners, they made it strong." And I got a wall around me that you can't even see. It takes a little time to get next to me. They're like, "What does that mean? Like, why you talk about China and why that thing's so long?" And it's like, "Oh, well, it's a protective barrier against the Hun." Like, you know what I mean? Like, now you're trying to explain it, and it's not that he's trying to couch it and make it hard to understand. He's actually doing the wall and trying to make it easy to understand. Like, no, this is how big the wall is.
I am a rock.
Long, you idiot.
I am an island, and the rock feels no pain, and an island never cries. Right, Paul Simon is a genius.
I got one from Andre 3000. A man ain't no island. I'm a peninsula, maybe.
Why would he unnecessarily diss Paul Simon? Shots fired. Why would he do that for no reason? Paul Simon's like, what the heck? He's like 70 when that comes out.
No. He's that had nothing to do with Paul Simon. Now you're starting some beef that doesn't need to be started.
The beef we didn't know we needed.
Imagine you having to explain to a Mexican family member that Paul Simon song that is actually very simple to understand.
Yeah.
But now you're explaining what China has to do with this.
That's a perfect example. That makes sense. Yeah. And now I feel dumb.
And now and it's not that. Like, well, Chen, everybody feels dumb when you go into all these old books. So like, I'm not trying to make anyone feel dumb on this. I'm just trying to dive in. This is all about sharing stuff. No one has to get it or even like it. So Chen's gonna. Did you send me something? Are we gonna have something from you now?
Is there a way that I can send it to you without you seeing it before you play it live for us all to see it at the exact same time? Because I can send you the link. I don't know if you could just make yourself not look at it and see what it is.
Can you share your screen and we see it that way?
I have it on my phone. I don't even know how to get it on the computer.
Wait, by the way, us talking about things being hard to understand and such. Let's not act like we got to read the Gospels and we're still, to this day, trying to figure out what that is, what Revelation is, what Romans mean, what the book of Isaiah is about. Like, come on, Chad. Like, the fact that they're hard, and like, for me, I'm like, I got something to sink my teeth into, you know?
That's, I guess I look at all literary works as a whole other like I don't even look at literary works even in the same category as like the Bible. But I guess that is fair on a level. Where did I like it?
Well, if we need to bring it next class, need to bring it next class. Actually, we're gonna poetry class. What are we gonna call this section? ATV class? Classy.
Vincent flunks again.
Vincent flunks
classy,
again.
Our Achilles heel. Shoot, where is it? Oh, okay.
Damn, we are reaching the 55-minute mark.
Shoot. Oh, where is it?
You know what?
Oh, it's right here.
Oh. Okay. Vincent has got it, and now he's going to share it.
How do I share it? Can I send it to you?
Do you want to send it to me? And I'm
because it's on my phone.
Just text it to me. What is it on? Like Instagram or something?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I want to make sure that if I share my screen, it will share the audio. Okay, it will share the tab audio.
So I just here's what excites me about this. We both came into this episode wanting to share something.
Yes, we did.
I love what you shared and then what I have to share. Just the contrast. Earlier today when I saw this, I was already thinking I want this to be my contribution to the episode today. Okay. Not even knowing you were going to read the Iliad.
Let's go. Can you see this, Chet?
Yes. I saw this today and it made me so happy.
I
watched it like 12 times in a row.
All right, here we go. Tell me if you can. I'm gonna play it. If you can hear it when I play it, just say yeah. I'm gonna let it play through. Okay. Okay.
That's it. That's what Instagram is for. That's what Instagram is.
Instagram is for. Everyone.
That's what makes me happy. I send videos. I send videos like this. You can think what you want, okay, people? I send videos like this to my daughter all the time. And she's like, stop sending me these. These are weird. And I'm like, they're funny. I love it. And I don't know if that's like
oh my gosh,
somehow inappropriate, but
No, it's not.
I always send her videos.
Is smart and mature, unlike you.
I always send her videos of like older dancing dudes, like dancing weird and stuff, and I love it. Like my page on Instagram is weird, and this is my stuff right here.
Oh no, this is good. This is nice. By the way, and like the people that don't know me don't know this is my inner child right here. But no, this is my vibe. This is my vibe.
Oh yeah, for those of you that don't know, this is exactly how Alex would dance, like when he was editing.
Yeah. I actually do this. Like what he's doing. Like I actually do this kind of stuff. Like you guys like watch this and laugh and share it. I actually do it.
I remember you doing this at Focus Vision. In our office with glass walls, just dancing around with a bag of chips.
Yeah.
Like, literally the same moves.
Like, and what's funny, like, you know what's funny? Like, I watch this and I'm like, in my mind, I'm connecting with this and I'm like, brother, I get it. Like, yeah.
The same moves. Like, I've seen you do that.
You know what's funny is, like, if I eat a good slice of pizza, this is like what my body wants to do.
Oh my gosh!
You know what's funny? I feel like this is my natural state, and anytime I'm not doing this, it's like the fake me. You know what I mean? Like I'm wearing a mask.
You know what? I think like on a subconscious level, that's why I wanted to bring this to you today. It reminded me of you.
Oh, that's so good.
The way it starts, like you've done that dance so many times, like with the outlet.
This comment is you right here. I built this algorithm from the ground up. That's you right there. It's
completely true. I can't stop seeing you in his moves.
You know, no, 100%. Like, people don't get it. Like, people think you're joking. On people that are watching think you're joking, but no. I really did think of this dude though. The Despicable Me dude. Wait, they're saying that this man's music selection never fails. So I think this guy has like a series of these.
So I liked his video because I was like, later when I have time, I'm gonna go down the rabbit hole. I haven't even seen his other videos yet.
You know what's funny? Look at this comment. It's not a funny comment, but it's funny to me. Honestly, it's helping lower my stress level. It's like, oh, that's hilarious. Oh.
Where? I'm like, where is it?
Now, Chen, this does not count for Vincent fails again. You gotta bring some literature or some poetry, some lyrics, something. This is another section, and I don't know what we call this section.
Happiness.
Happiness. Okay, well, I clicked on a random woman's profile. Everyone, ignore what you just saw.
I was trying to show you. I'm just getting too excited now. I can't find it. I wanted to send you another one.
Wait, they're saying that no lady can resist these moves. That's actually true. Like, there's not a woman commenting. It's actually true. Actually, Jane. She's on the comments, right?
Jane, yeah.
Jane, can you resist these moves? Just a yes or no. Just a yes or no. Leave your comment about the rest of the episode, but we want to know, can women resist these moves?
I always hear the same thing. It's about the confidence. The same thing over and over. Oh, shoot.
It is about the comment. Wait, this is... Chet, you know what? Chet, all right, we got to do a Rocky movie, and this is his running up the stairs scene.
They keep hitting him with that jiv.
It's so good. That's literally what I thought when I first saw him.
He can't escape it.
Okay, you don't know who Anthony Fantano is, right?
No.
Okay.
Who is
Who
that?
reviews music on
Oh,
YouTube,
he's the guy with the shaved head and the glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought about him when I saw this guy.
He reminds you of this guy?
For some reason, I don't know, and I don't even know why, but I thought about that. Oh wait, X Tyrone said that boy cold with it. Have you seen X Tyrone?
I know the name.
He's good at like finding music that is not part of the original. Like, watch. Let's see what.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Like the guy in the middle with the blue shirt. I've seen these.
Watch this, chick.
That looks like one of the solar meetings. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So that's what his whole channel specializes in?
It specializes in, he finds a way to sync it. He finds music that actually works. I don't know what this one is.
Wait, which one?
Which one you want to watch, Jen?
Which one made you laugh like that right now?
I was like, what is this guy doing?
Oh. Wait,
are you looking for something, Jen? You are distracted right now.
I'm gonna send you one more, just one more.
My eyes are up here, Jen. Okay.
I just sent you one more. This guy, I always see him dancing, and they put him in like different situations, and it's not that intricate. It's so basic, it's so simple, but it gets me every time.
I started watching it.
I send this one to my daughter too.
I started watching. You know, I feel bad for your daughter. You should be sending her this stuff. Not because it's like inappropriate. Shit, your daughter is smart, mature, a scholar. She's like gonna lead the world. She's like It's her generation that's gonna do things, and look at what you're doing. All right, let's watch.
She's starting to have this unreasonable focus on old men who dance.
Oh wait, does this have audio?
Yeah.
Wait, it's muted. Look at that. Look, wait, MMA likes this video. Jesse likes it. Okay, let's go.
He just makes you happy. Look at his face. He's so focused.
Yeah. You know what? This is another one I can relate to because you've never been in a Zara store, and I have. And this is exactly the kind of music that they have, that they play. And someone, the first comment, I took a pill in Ibiza.
I'm offended.
Oh, go ahead.
That you assume that I have never been in a Zara store.
You ain't never been. You ain't never been.
And you're tripling down. What?
Oh.
Now, let me ask you this.
Okay, go ahead.
What is a Zara store? I assumed it was like a fancy Forever 21.
It is. Look, you see this word that says Zara right here?
Yes.
That's the store he's in.
But what is that? Where is it that you assumed I've never been there? Do they have one at River Park?
I mean, they probably do. They have that at most malls. It's a store. It just, if you're walking through the mall and you saw this music blaring and the front of the store looked like this, you ain't walking in. You ain't walking in.
Why are you walking in? How come you're walking in and I'm not walking in?
Because I'm a cultured man, and you love Dickies. You, yeah.
I think I actually love that you know that you would assume I've never been in there. That's good for my rep.
No, I'm helping the Jesse rep. I'm helping the Jesse rep right now.
Oh boy.
Now, you know what is interesting is I think Jesse Steele, he may have walked into a Zara store for some reason. I think he may.
Jesse? Or did you say Jesse Steele?
Jesse Steele, yeah.
Tio Beto?
Tio Beto. I don't know why. Like, he must have been buying something for one of his hyenas or something.
Okay, I worked with a guy when I was in the auto industry. That like it's really starting to come together. Like my ideas for the script, and I sent you my first like 2-3 pages the other day.
Yes.
I'm starting to get inspiration. I think I worked with the guy that has to play, and if it's not him, it has to be another character. But I'm almost positive he can play Tio Beto. Perfect.
Oh, okay.
Perfect.
No, this is good. This is good. Oh, this is so good. Okay, we need an update on your script next time. Chen, we got to start closing down because I got work to do. I got a video to finish tonight, everyone. I'm sorry, but thank you for everyone who watched to the hour mark and beyond. Listen, any comments y'all leave, we're gonna react to them next time. Vincent's gonna bring his own poetry corner. Vincent flunks again. Peace. Now I'll bring a video next time. You heard that. You heard that. Goodbye, ATV fans. Until next week.